No one talks about the pitfalls of the oil field, but I will. Now, I've always said it's not about how much money you can make, it's about how much money you could keep. Hello. I've seen many men fall off in the oil fields of West Texas, and I'm telling you, it's real and it happens many times. You have to have you a good, solid foundation as far as being a man and hopefully having a good woman by your side. You don't even know the countless marriages that have ended, the divorce rate, the alcoholism, all the vices that come with making big checks. Now, I'm going to be honest. I recommend if you don't have nothing else to do in life and you're dead broke out there in some liberal state or somewhere far, far off away from Texas and you got grit, determination, and you can work hard, I'm going to tell you right now, Texas is wide open with the oil field. But I'm going to tell you this, if you are not grounded in reality as far as knowing who you are and knowing how hard you can work and knowing how hard you can fight temptation, I would say you need to stay far from West Texas. Now, I know somebody, I'm not going to put them on blast, but there's a guy that came out of prison and I helped get a good job out here in West Texas. And guess what? Within 2 weeks, this dude right here is back on that ish, messing around, making me look bad for giving him a recommendation. And before you know it, he's back in prison. It didn't take him but one big paycheck to act like he's hood rich, and then there he goes twisting off. This happens all the time. You can kind of see when it's new oil field money because these guys go and get in heavy debt real quick off the first or second big check, and it's crazy. Now, in Midland, Texas, where I live at, what you can do here for the most part, the main thing is work and work hard. But I'm going to tell you something. There's a bunch of bars and churches in my area. You end up at that bar any night of the week, something's liable to happen to you. And that's the problem with a bunch of oil fielders. Let's be honest. Hard work, pressure, bills stack up, wife in another city or state doing God knows what. And here you are in a town like Midland with nothing to do but make money. And then you want to go out for a night on the town. And before you know it, you might end up catching the charge, or worse, something else even more deadly. And it happens all the time. We used to always say it in Midland, you come on vacation and leave on probation. And that's a true fact. I'm going to be honest with you. So like I said, it's one thing to make these big paychecks. It's another thing to keep your sanity out here in West Texas. I trip out just thinking about how I live out here in the heart of the Permian Basin where there's money just flowing everywhere and oil coming straight out the ground. And we make these big old checks and a lot of people cannot handle it. And I'm going to be honest, even a bunch of women, wives, girlfriends, sanchas, whatever you want to call them, there they are either putting more pressure on their man or having their spending out of control. And before you know it, you're up to here in debt. You got health issues. You're addicted to something. And before you know it, you're unhappily married, but you're making a lot of money. It happens so much and too often in West Texas. And that's what I'm trying to tell you, right? All that glitters is not gold. People think about West Texas and they hear about the oil field and man, they just want to head out here and come pack the city and come in here heavy and think they're going to make all this money, which they do, but they don't think about the pitfalls. I'm telling you, there's even a thing called West Texas single. And I don't even really got to know too much about it because I really don't even think about it, right? But I've heard about it and I've seen it on TikTok. And basically, it's someone that comes out here working that's married or has another family in another city or state, and here they are in Midland or Odessa acting like they're single. Many women have come forward and say that this is a regular occurrence and this happens all the time. So while you're here making big money, your wife's at the house and here you are acting like you're single and ready to mingle. How horrible. Or even worse, you're here making money and your wife's back at home doing God knows what with God knows who. There's a certain pressure that comes with working in the oil fields of West Texas. I'm telling you, it's like a double-edged sword. Really? It's all bad. It's a lot of negative. That's why I say, unless you have strong will, a good woman, a good work ethic, and a good driving record and criminal record, don't come here. If you can't handle your booze, if you can't handle your vices, West Texas will eat you up and spit you out without even looking twice. This is a city where you can make your dreams come true. This is a city where someone like me, a high school dropout, junior high dropout, now that I think about it, right? I got my GED. But this is a place where someone like me, right, can get rich. I made a lot of money in the oil fields of West Texas, but I'm grateful to God I got a good woman. I'm a Christian. I don't have any vices. I don't go spend out of control. I'm not in heavy debt. But I'm telling you, I'm probably an anomaly. Because a lot of people out here, they make big money and there they are, big spending. They buy big old houses. They buy expensive cars. They think that money's never going to run out. Before you know it, they are drowning in heavy debt. The marriage goes by the wayside. Before you know it, the man's drinking and they end up losing their job, losing their house, and going home with their tails tucked between their legs. But like I said, the good point is this. If you can handle it, if you can manage it, come on down to West Texas. If you can't, stay far away from here. Because everyone's going to tell you on TikTok and everywhere else, hey, come make some money. Everyone's hiring, blase, blase. But I'm going to tell you the truth. If you can't handle temptation, if you can't keep your head straight, I wouldn't come over here. The Bible says, what is it worth a man to gain the whole world but lose his soul? And I've seen it time and time again, and I've heard stories about it. People that lose everything because they can't control themselves. West Texas is a place where there's a lot of money, a lot of oil, and a high chance of you falling off. Now, there's a slim chance that you can make it and make it big, and many have. But like I said, if you can't handle what comes with the money and the pressure and the oil, then I will stay far from West Texas.